Out the grammar of the song, aren't we? We've put the you're out. So we have line number, our second verse, don't we? The start of it. So say the words.
And when you're scared, when you're upset.
When you're upset. Excellent. Right, so now we've got that, we can think, well, what can we go next? It'd be nice to sort of try and fit it in with the tune that we've got, because that fits in nice. So what words could we have? And when you're, we've got, and when you're sad, and when you're lonely, and when you are down, hope will come to you. And when you're scared, and when you're upset. What? When you're scared and when you're upset.
Drawing on myself.
You're drawing on yourself. I don't think that would work. So think of some words then. When you're down, when you're scared, when you're upset. What would you want to say to people? Because it's good to read over the words you see and see what you've got, and then just see what comes next. We just need one more line, and then we've got verse 2. Are you thinking?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'll tell you what, while you're thinking, I'm going to just say a little hello to your grandma. Hey! Right, now have a sip of tea. Yes! Interesting, isn't it? Songwriting. This is what songwriting is. When you're scared and when you're upset. Anything come to mind?
Yeah, I've got quite a few.
Just speak it out. Whatever you've got. Because you might think, oh, it's a bit rubbish, but it doesn't matter. You might think it is, but it might be actually very good.
All I can think of is unhappy.
What?
All I can think of is unhappy.
Unhappy. Have we got happy or unhappy in the song so far?
No, not sad.
Sad and lonely, scared and upset. What was that word you said? What was the word?
Unhappy.
Unhappy. Well, the thing is, look, it's a word. Well done. Let's just write it down. Write it down. Just write it down there, and then you've got it written down. Just under chorus there, and then it's stored.
It's hard to write like that.
Is what?
It's hard to write like that.
It's hard to write.
Like
Oh, is it? Is it? Ah. You need to rest your arms. Yeah. Well, let's see. Well, we'll keep on going with it. Let's see if we can get something. When you're sad, when you're lonely, when you are down. Actually, you've got 3 things there, haven't you? Thinking about it. When you're sad, when you're lonely, and when you're down. So we could maybe, and when you're scared, and when you're upset, and when you're unhappy. There it is. You've got it. See that? You've got it. There's your line. There's your first half of the line. When you're. So what's the thing? Let's think of the tune now, because you've got to fit in with the tune. When you're scared and when you're upset. What's that next line? And when you are down. That's the tune, isn't it? And when you're unhappy. What do you reckon? And when you're sing it yourself. And when you're scared, when you're upset, and when you're unhappy. Like that? I think that's really good. See, you got the word, look. Right, write that down. Underneath, kneel down or whatever you need to make it comfortable for you to write. So what is it? And when you're leave a little bit more of a gap. And when you're unhappy, and it's you apostrophe re. Remember? Apostrophe, yep, apostrophe in the middle. That's it. When you're unhappy. Songwriting.
Lyrics
Songwriting, yes, indeed.
of this. Is it right
Because
about moving house?
Could do. Right, so all we need is one little bit more, and then we've got the end of verse 2, which will be fab. So, when you are sad, when you're scared, and when you're upset, when you're unhappy. So what we need is this, look. Hope will come to you. We need just something like that. Dun 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 dun. And that's what we need the words for. Da, 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 da. When you're scared, when you're upset, when you're unhappy. Da 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 da. Ugh. Anything come to mind? Got anything in your head? When you're scared, and when you're, what was the word? When you're scared and when you're unhappy. No. When you're upset and when you're unhappy. What? What's the message? Got anything? Any words come to mind?
What?
Right, speak the words out to me and see if you get something that comes up next. When you're
scared, when you're upset, and when you're unhappy.
what? What would you say to all your friends at primary school? Because this is like the punchline. What would you say to them? When you're scared, when you're upset, when you're unhappy, what? You're after something. We'll have a dog in the midst. Can you think of anything? If you can't think of anything, have a sip of tea. That's a good idea. Interesting writing words, isn't it? This is just as valuable as anything I teach you on the piano. It's about thinking, isn't it? Thinking about words. Thinking about what you want to say.